So guys, we are still making our progress, although the electric motor for the door is still giving me issues in closing the door. So I'm still finding a way to sort that particular one out. But instead of the electric motor technology to be tying me down on this job, I think I should take the advice of one of my YouTuber gave to me, that I should move on with other ones and leave that one for now, and that at a time I will come back. The idea may come and I will come back to correct it instead of wasting my time on a particular job. So I now decided to move on today. So today now, I discovered something about this my engine. You know, this is a 150cc or about 200cc, I don't know. But it's between 150 and 200cc. This is I call it a 150cc because I really don't know how to calculate the cc of the capacity of the engine. So this is actually a 150cc engine from a bike. So because of this that I'm doing now, I don't know if you guys can see it very well here. Okay. Because of this that I'm doing now, I now decided to mount a turbo charger to it. So this is the turbo charger from this exhaust. From that exhaust now, it goes. That is the turbo charger, as you can see now. So this is the turbo charger here, and this turbo charger is actually from a 3-piston engine. A 3-piston engine. I think the engine is being designed by Toyota. So it is actually the one that owns the turbo. But I'm having an issue here on this project now. Let me show you guys something. So whenever I start up the engine, although the turbo charger works very well with the engine, but the issue that I'm having now is that the mechanism of it now, like this hose now, this hose you are seeing is actually for oil. So the oil that is being supplied, where the oil comes from, the oil actually comes from the engine and is being supplied into the turbocharger. Okay, if you check very well here, in every bike, at the top here, you can see at the top cylinder, there is always a tiny there is always a tempo that used to be here. Okay, let me give you an example of this one now. Let me use this one as an example. I'm coming, guys. Okay, something like this now. This is a top cylinder. This is a top cylinder of a bike, CG 150cc. You can see this bolt here. So this bolt is actually designed that whenever you want to check whether the oil pump is still working, when you lose this place, oil is meant to come out from here. If it does not come out from here, that means the engine oil pump is not working anymore. So the oil that is actually designed to come out from here now, that is what I now use on this place. As you can see, that is what I now use on this place now. I try to add this hose on it. You can see this hose, and I think this is an 11 bolt. I look for the top cylinder that now have 11 bolts. I use it because of the oil supply to the turbocharger. You can see now, this is how the hose now go. The hose now move. That is the hose. Now move like this and goes into the turbocharger. So this is it here. This is the bolts that carry the oil into the turbocharger here. So here now, the oil that goes into this place is meant to return that lubricate the turbine and this thing and the compressor, the turbine and the compressor fan. The oil that lubricates it is meant to be coming out from here. I don't know how I'm going to be holding this camera for you guys to see. So that oil is meant to be coming out from here now. Okay, I think here is okay. It's meant to be coming out from here. So this is the return from the turbocharger now, and it still have to go back to the engine. So there is something that I now did here now from the oil gauge. So this is the oil gauge now. Sorry, don't mind me the way I'm holding my camera. So this is the oil gauge now. Okay, let me lose it out for you guys to see. Okay, let me lose this first one. So So this is the oil gauge. But this is a construction that I did, but let me show you guys the oil gauge very well. So let me lose the oil gauge out. So look at what I did here. This is actually designed to be the oil gauge. Wait, I don't know. You guys can't see this here very well. Wait. Okay. This is actually designed to be the oil gauge. You can see I created a hole at the top, and inside the hole I created about 4 holes inside of it. Here's the camera. Inside of it, I guess you guys can see it. So those holes that I created, let me show you guys from here. See, at the edge of the square that we have here, you can see those holes that I created. I created them for the return of the oil that comes from the turbocharger, which is going to be staying here, which is going to be from here. Look at this now. So that's the reason why I designed this to be like this. You can see. So this one now, sorry, don't mind me, my hand is shaking. So this one now is going to be staying here. So I'm going to use gum to hold it. So I'm meant to use gum to hold it, and you can see there is thread in here that I can also lose this one, leaving this one inside of it. So the point is that whenever the oil that is from the turbocharger is coming back, it have to pass through these holes that I created inside here to go back into the engine. These holes, as you can see, to go back into the engine. But the point that I'm having now is that this hose now is actually down. This hose is actually down. So, and the oil, the force that pushes there is no enough force that pushes this for the oil to be coming up again, to come into this, to return into this, this place now. So there is no enough force for the oil to do that. So because of that now, we are having our return from the mouth of this thing, from the mouth of the turbine. Let me show you guys. Excuse me, let me pause the video first. So guys, so this is the mouth of the turbine now. So we are having our return from the mouth of this turbine, as you can see, and it's simply because this is where the this thing is. The oil, the oil gauge is at this top that you can see my hand. Why the oil return is down here. So there's no enough force to flow this oil to go back inside the engine from the oil gauge. So what I want to do now is that I want to change the position of this turbocharger from here. Let me show you guys. From here now, I want to change the position starting from this top now. So I have to cut this exhaust somewhere here and get another one to extend it for this turbocharger that is down here to come up a little bit, to come up to the extent that the return of that oil can also be at the top, so that it will return very freely. Because now that the oil is coming out from this turbine now, what is actually causing the car now is causing the car to smoke a lot. You understand? So what I'm going to do now is to raise this turbocharger that is down here, to raise it to come up to this extent, to this extent, and I will always try to find a way to separate it, because this is actually a fuel tank. So I'm going to find a way to separate it for you not to affect the fuel tank, even though the fuel tank is a very thick tank that I use. I think it's about 3 mm that I actually use for it. So guys, that is the job that we are going to proceed now. I guess my camera is shaking and maybe you guys didn't understand what I'm saying. but for the people that are into mechanical idea, they will get it. So this is where I'm taking the oil that goes into the turbocharger from, and you can see the hose. It goes straight into it. So what I'm explaining now, you can see that hose over there. That is the one that returns the oil. So you can see this black hose that goes like this. So the oil pressure cannot push the oil to go up. So what I want to do now, I want to take this turbocharger that is here and bring it up to this height, so that the return that is on that can actually flow very well into the engine. So that's the reason why I want to raise the turbocharger up now. So guys, let's proceed the job and see how it goes. So